Hello scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today with my December daily albums share. And yes, I said albums because ta-da, I took so many pictures and made so many pages this year that I did have to put it into 2 albums. So I'm kind of sad that I didn't have 2 red albums. When I went to Michael's before December, they only had this one red album, so I only bought one of them. And so I'm kind of sad that they don't exactly match. So what I did to remedy that was I did make them, I made the covers match. For the most part, they look the same. I just had to use a different number for the 25 on this side, or on this second album, because I had already used up too many 2s and 5s on this alpha. So, as you can also see, I did hot glue some numbers here to the side so that when you're looking at them, you can also see that there are 2 2016 albums. This one, I don't know if you can tell, but I did have to kind of Frankenstein a number 2 because I didn't have enough 2s, like I said. The 0, I think, is an O. This is an I, and I think this is just a normal 6. And then this 2016 over here was from a chipboard set that I got from, I think it's Teresa Collins. And Max is in here with me, so I apologize if you can hear him chewing on his bone. Of course, I try to give him all of the quiet toys, and he goes and he finds his loud toys. So, yeah, I apologize about that. So this is the second time I have tried recording this. The first time it took a ton of time and I just didn't really like it. So I'm being weird and I'm re-recording it. So let's go ahead and jump in. I think I am going to split it up into 2 videos because I did do a lot of pages in this first album, so I think I'm going to do this first album as one video and then I'll do a second album on this video. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So this is what the cover looks like, and then you open it up, and this is my cover page. So I made this cover page for a Spiegel Mom Scraps blog post assignment. I got the idea from a layout on Pinterest. I think it was actually a December daily page on Pinterest that I found, and instead of, I think she just used all papers and washi tape, I decided to use sequins as well. So I used the Holly Berries mix, and then these numbers are from a, oh gosh, now I'm not even going to remember what collection they're from. I think it's called Candy Cane Lane is the name of the alpha. I also used some chunky stars, or a chunky star up here at the top. Okay, so day number 1. This day was very eventful, so I did decide to do a 2-page spread, and I'm really happy with how this one turned out. So I put the number 1 over here just because this is where it kind of, I felt like it fit in. The story over here is something that happened in the morning, and then these are also photos that happened in the morning, and then this was throughout the day. So my son Tinian choked on a peppermint, and he was totally fine. He just swallowed it whole, and it really, really, really scared him. But he was breathing, and he was talking, and he was acting normal. His throat just hurt. And so I still sent him to school, and I do have this explanation in the process video for day number 1. I do have a playlist for all of my December daily videos. I will leave a link below for the playlist because in order for me to link all of my videos for each one of these pages, that would be a lot of links in one description. So I'll just link the playlist below. So Tinian, I still sent him to school, and I told him if it was, his throat was really bothering me, he could call me. So I think he did call me and said, you know, I just really want to come home, Mom. And I think that was around 10 o'clock. I did have to do something at 10 or maybe it was 9:30. So I told him I would pick him up at 10:30 on the way home. So I picked him up and he spent the day at home with me. He is the baby of the family, so he does get babied a lot. So I took this photo of him in the afternoon pointing to the peppermint and just being mad at the peppermint. And it's called Not Such a Merry and Bright Morning. Then over here, I did take a picture with Brennan with our elf who did come back this year, and Tinian also counting by himself, which is a huge thing for Tinian. I think he counted all the way up to 80. He is in first grade, but he is quite a bit behind the other kids. He's in Idaho. We have something called Title I. I don't know if that's everywhere. He is in the Title I group. So in the fact that he could count to 80 all by himself, like I had no idea. I knew he could count up to 30 by himself, but I didn't know he could count to 80. So that was kind of exciting, and that's why that picture is in there. I also started working on my December daily, so I had immediately started printing off. I don't know if you can even see, but this photo right here that's printing is actually this photo of Tinian, and then I think this photo as well. Okay, day number 2, I kept super simple. I just had 4 photos that I wanted to focus on, and they were smaller photos. So my husband, I bought him some Christmas Crunch, and this morning he ate some of it, and Brennan is just back there peeking in behind the photo. I thought that was funny. He's really into photo bombing right now. It's so silly. My husband and I also went to Costa Vida on a quick little lunch date, and then Tinian was so funny. I'll just read you the card. So this is a photo that I took of him, not necessarily about this first story, but about the second story. So I have 2 stories on one card. My funny boy, says the journaling. I found his sock on the chair at the table. He said, that one got all itchy, so I took it off. Haha, love him so much. Here in this photo, he is pretending to be a giraffe like his teacher taught him. So during dinner, he was trying to act out all of these different poses that his teacher had showed him. And I think she just does exercises and things with them throughout the day so that they can get their wiggles out and everything, which I think is awesome. Okay, this page I also made for a Spiegel Mom Scraps design team assignment. I will try to leave the link below because I do have 3 assignments that I did blog posts for. So I'll leave those links below as well. Okay, so this one I thought it would be fun to record our favorite movies. And there's 5 of us in our family. So starting with my husband, I wrote down each one of ours. So my husband's is Elf. Mine is It's a Wonderful Life. Jonas, who's my oldest, is Home Alone. Brennan's is Frosty the Snowman. And Tinian is Charlie Brown Christmas. Okay, so this page is another favorite page. I used a Spiegel Mom Scraps cut file for the background on this, and I did use some Bamboo Leaf Shimmers spray from the Spiegel Mom Scraps store. This morning, I'll just read the journaling. So this is the morning, what happened in the morning, and then this is what happened at night. I did kind of do it out of order. At first, I had planned on to do the mornings on this side and then do a second page over here, but then I decided to do it all on one page. So that's why it's set up like that. Okay, so Saturday morning I had an outdoor photo session in 26-degree weather. The photos turned out amazing, but I felt like I'd never warm up again. I had on 2 pairs of cozy fleece pants, 2 jackets, and 2 warm blankets. It still wasn't warm enough. And then over here, these 2 photos, we went to our friend's house for a birthday/white elephant party. It was so cute that Charlie cuddled up next to Jonas and watched Finding Dory while we waited for everyone to get there and to eat. I picked the big bag in the bottom right and got a big stuffed Yoda. So these are all the presents in the pile. Mark got a hairy Barbie from one of our friends, and I think his present is one of the ones up here. So I had fun doing this, but I kept the journaling very simple. Okay, day number 4. So this one, I had 2 photos of Max. He likes to come in and lay at my feet in the mornings because my husband is awesome, and on the weekends he lets me sleep in. And so I think on this day I slept in until about 8:15, and Max came in around that time and just laid down at my feet and just cuddled right up, and I love that he does that. And then, so here's where I did all of my journaling about all of these photos. So over here I used a 3 or 4x4, 2 4x4 pockets, and then 4 2x2s. And I did some sequin pockets, and my husband had put together our little train that goes around the Christmas tree, but it doesn't fit in the new house. So if you didn't know, we moved last September, and our old house, the train fit around the tree where we had the tree. But now the tree we have set up right here, and then our door is over here, and it would have like gone all the way over to where the door was if we had set it up. So we decided that we just wouldn't be able to use it, which is very sad because that's one of my husband's favorite things, is putting up the Christmas train around the Christmas tree. So it's kind of sad. Tinian watched the Elf on the Shelf movie, and then I was messaging with some of my scrappy friends, and so I just made sure to include that. Okay, so this page isn't quite done. I do still need to do some journaling right here. I just haven't, I think it goes this way. Just haven't sat down to do that yet. I had originally put this number 5 over here. And so I think I might actually switch these out and put this on here. I think that's what I'm going to do, because I think this card actually fit in here. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do real quick. Sorry, I'm going to quickly do these things so that I don't forget. So we'll re-glue this number 5. And stick that over here, so then this one matches the papers over here. Maybe if I can get this to go. So that looks better already. I could probably actually cut down this green piece of paper and fit that on there, and that might look good too. But for now, we're just going to leave that. Okay, so this day we had a lot going on. I was outside playing with Max and the kids after school, so I made sure to put that cute little picture of Max in there. And then Tinian was doing some homework. I think he had missed a day. Oh yeah, because he had missed a day, on the 1st. So he had brought home some of the schoolwork, so we were doing some extra homework. Usually he doesn't have that much homework because he's only in the 1st grade. So I just put homework cutie on this page. I just thought that photo of him was so stinking cute. I don't know if you can see it because of the glare. I apologize about the glare. And then, so there was a funny story behind his homework. So there was a piece of paper that had a picture of a dog and the vet, and then there was a story to go along with it, and one of the sentences wasn't finished, so he had to write in the ending of the sentence to finish out the story. And it was, of course, a really simple story. So the story goes, the vet looks at the pet. The pet is not sick. The pet will, and then Tinian filled in all on his own, not die. And I was like, oh, that's just hilarious. Tinian is obsessed with the word die in a good way and in a bad way. It's kind of funny. Like, he loves it when things die, like when they're playing, and he tries to kill things all the time. And other parents might be like, whoa, something's wrong. But I'm just like, he's 6. He's a boy. Of course he likes things like that. He's also a very good kid, and he just loves playing and telling stories. So later that night after dinner, the school put on a little family Christmas activity night at the school. So these are just some fun photos of the boys playing and being silly. And then these 3 photos are also from that. And then the kids also got some cute little activity books from going to the school thing. So we all sat down as a family and we were writing in them and doing the Christmas Mad Libs, and the boys just thought they were hilarious. Day number 6, I kept super simple. I just had this, for day number 7, I knew that I was going to do a Starbucks page, and I had kept this Starbucks bag. It looks like it's already kind of ripping, so I need to get some reinforcers to reinforce that to make sure it doesn't come out. I just punched some holes in the bag and then did my journaling and added the photos. And this day was really simple. Mark played Minecraft with the boys, and then we also finished watching the Star Wars The Force Awakens movie. So day number 7, I also did for a Spiegel Mom Scraps blog post, and this one was so much fun. So I knew I wanted to do a special Starbucks page. I am new to drinking coffee, and I have fallen absolutely in love with Starbucks. It is my new addiction. So I knew I wanted to do a page kind of focusing just on Starbucks. So that's what this is. And then I also included I got a morning bun that morning while I was waiting for Jonas to get done with therapy. And then I got a chestnut praline latte as well. So I kept the bag so that I could do some scrapbooking on the bag, and then I made these pockets myself with my handy dandy little, what is it called? This thing. Whatever this thing is called. Fuse tool. Yeah, that's what it's called. So I made this page myself, and it was so much fun to do. Okay, so this page I just called Breakfast, Laundry, and a Christmas Program. I went to Starbucks for breakfast, like I told you. I did a bunch of laundry for the kids, and then we also went to Tinian's first grade Christmas program. There was a whole story behind this because we were running late. He was supposed to be there at 6:15, and I think it's only like a few minutes away, but I had wanted to leave around 6 to 6:05 just to make sure he was there and we got good seats. We didn't actually leave the house until about 6:15 to 6:20 because we went out, found a flat tire, and had to drive my husband's car. It was super flat. I don't know if you can tell that. I don't know if it was just because of the cold weather or what, but yeah, so I included that photo and then also some of the photos from Tinian's little program. Okay, so I love that you can see the sequins on both sides. Okay, so something I did differently this year was I included our Christmas cards that we got from friends and family. Usually I just punched holes in them and just threw them in on the days that we received them. This family, they did write us a little note, so I'm just kind of covering that up, just for privacy's sake. Okay, so day number 8, which was right after the Christmas program, my husband and his friend's brother came over to help Mark repair my wheel and to take it to get fixed and all of that. So those are the 2 photos that I used for that day, and that's what I journaled about. Kept it super simple. Okay, day number 9, I went into Tinian's class. This is Tinian right here. They are exercising and getting all of their wiggles out, which, like I said before, I love that his teacher pays attention to when they need to have time away from learning. Let's see. Then the kids were watching Home Alone. I actually got sick this day. It started out as the flu, I think it started out as a cold, and by the end of the night, it was a flu, like full-blown shivers, shakes, aches, just coughing, just fever. It was awful. So we had planned on going to a party, like a game night with some friends, but since I was sick, I just said I would stay home with the kids so that we didn't have to worry about putting them to bed so late. And so Mark still went to the game night, and I stayed home with the kids, pretty much doing this. I slept on the couch, and the kids watched Home Alone, and then they went to bed. Okay, so this is Day number 10, which was a Saturday, Max loves to cuddle with me on the couch, and he literally lays on my legs just like this. So this morning, my fever had broke that night, and I was feeling much better, but I still slept most of the day because I was still super tired and just wasn't feeling great. And later, it did develop into bronchitis, and so that's why I wasn't totally better that day. But by dinner time, I was feeling a lot better, so I was able to take Brennan out and go shopping. We have each of our boys buy one of their brother's presents for Christmas. So we went and did that. Okay, we're up to 17 minutes. I'm sorry, I'm trying to go super fast. Okay, so day number 11, I spent 6 hours editing the winter photos that I had taken the week before. And then we watched a Christmas movie together after dinner. So this is just the kids watching a Christmas movie. This is my sister's Christmas card with her 4 cute boys. And then her little letter I glued on the back. This is just some old college friends. And this is my little brother and his cute wife. Okay, day number 12, Tinian brought home his Christmas list, which I had to help him write down all of the Plants vs. Zombies plush animal toys that he wanted from the game. He loves Plants vs. Zombies right now. We watched the Santa Claus, and this is my husband sitting here on the floor, and then the kids and I and Tinian and Max. And then while we did that, I also kind of decorated my planner for the next week with Christmassy planning stickers. Okay, day number 13 and 14 I did on the same page, and I didn't have any room to do journaling, so I did the journaling on a little chipboard tag piece, or not tag, but tab piece to the side. So day number 13 says, not much happened on the 13th. Mark made beef noodle soup, and it was amazing. On the 14th, Mark and Brennan, these 3 photos, did an exercising contest. Brennan is working on a personal fitness badge for Scouts. Jonas's band had a concert that night, so that's these 2 pictures here. But he doesn't have his trombone yet. We had to turn his back into the school because we weren't paying for it. We were trying to figure out what we wanted to do with it, and the band teacher needed it for another student, so we had to give it back, and we couldn't get him a new one before Christmas. So I felt kind of bad, but sometimes that just happens, right? Okay, so he still wanted to go and support his friends, so he and I went. It was okay, ... haha. I had to text my mom, and I love her response. So I'll read you my mom's response. So I said, okay, Mom, be honest. I'm at the middle school band concert with Jonas. He came to watch his friends, and I'm just wondering, was my band this horrible? And she says, probably everyone but you. And I said, LOL. Well, thanks for coming and watching me. And she said, you were always the best. I just thought that was awesome that my mom was like, yeah, it was probably pretty bad, except for you. You were amazing. Like, I just thought that was awesome. Then I also got some texts from Tinian on a special little messaging app that we use, and they were just really funny. So I included that. And I'm sorry, apparently Max is having a bad dream. I hope you can't hear him whining too bad. So on the 15th, which is the last day that I have in this album, we had a Cub Scout pack meeting. I didn't have enough of these green letters to write out Cub Scout, so I just wrote Cubs pack meeting, and they played some Christmas games and had a gift exchange. So I just took a picture of the boys opening their little gifts, Brennan talking with one of his friends in Scouts, and then Tinian and Jonas playing one of the games. Okay, this card is from my dad. This was the Christmas card he sent me, and he is an artist, and he always makes these amazing paper cutout pieces. Like, he sketches it on, I don't know if it's like trace paper or it's like art paper that you can probably get from Michael's. He sketches it with a pencil, and then he cuts it out with a blade, and this is the one that he gave to me. And it just says, you know, love, Dad. And then on the back it says, Tree in Tahoe by Pete Paulus. If you receive this card, you are loved. So I just thought that was super special that he made some of his art into a card. And I didn't want to glue it down to a piece of paper, and I didn't want to poke holes into this beautiful card, and so I just stuck it into one of the 6x8 page protectors that I had, and I like that you can see through the back to it. This is my aunt, my uncle, and my 2 cousins. This is my mom's sister. I actually lived with them for about, I think, 2 or 3 months before I went to college. So that was a lot of fun getting their card. And then this card was just a simple card from my mom. And this actually does not belong here, so I think I'm going to pull this out and put that in where it belongs. So that is the end of my layout. I hope that, or not my layout, this is the end of my first album. Only took 23 minutes. Woohoo! So I'm going to stop here, and I will post a second video just to kind of break things up a little bit. I hope that you enjoyed watching this little flip through, and that you have enjoyed watching my process videos throughout the month of December and January, seeing my process as I work on this album. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will be back soon.